What's going on, guys? This is THS back here with another episode of our Out of the Park tutorial series. This is going to be our second draft in the series. Just going to do the draft today. That's probably going to take me a decent amount of time. So we're just going to get straight into looking at the draft here. Maybe if this doesn't take too long, I'll try to negotiate, but I'll probably do that next episode. So I don't know exactly how it's determining this order, because there's only 22 picks in the first round and there should be 30, or close to it. So I don't know exactly what happened here, but it's showing that we have the 16th pick, and then we also have the 21st pick in every round after this. So I think this is right. I'm not sure if some players signed some teams signed some picks and that's why they lost draft picks, but like the Royals signed Beltre from us, and they didn't have to give up their draft pick, and they also got their supplemental pick. So not 100% sure what's going on there, but because Beltre did sign with them, and this game does not quite have the entire CBA down, we actually still get a pick after the first round. He signed a pretty low contract, so normally we would get a pick after the second round in real life. That's where our comp pick would be, but the game's giving it to us after the first round. So again, we're not going to solve any of our issues in this draft. We're not going to solve any issues in this draft. You can't really solve issues in the draft. So, is this showing? Clear filter. Okay, this is showing. I was going to say, this isn't showing Rutschman. So, I knew something was wrong. So Rutschman is off the board. That was probably who I was going to pick if he was still available. If you want more information, I'll go ahead. I'm going to see if I can throw a link to the actual, the video I did from the 2018 draft, the first draft here. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Really, the first 15 minutes, I kind of talk about my draft philosophy and what I'm going into the draft looking for. Talk about a bunch of things. If you're wanting to try to build out prospects and just build out a good system, there's some pretty good tips in there, I think. But I talk a lot about what I'm looking for in a draft prospect. So again, I'm not going to take a reliever in the first round. And even though this guy looks like he's going to be pretty good, he's definitely a reliever. He's definitely not going to be a starter. So I'm just going to take a look at the best players available right now. So he's got a high work ethic, which is pretty good. Low greed's pretty nice, but not the end of the world. He's a lefty, above average contact, well above average home run power. Good eye discipline and not bad avoid Ks. He's got infield and outfield experience. That's not what I wanted. I want this. His infield is not great. He could play first base, maybe third in a pinch. I don't know if he truly has a position. I did not mean to fully come out of there, but that's fine. It's Tyler Callahan. Again, I'm not going to not draft a second baseman or a position player because I have a bunch of position players in the majors. Like, he's 18. He's probably 4 to 5 years away. So in 4 to 5 years, we are going to probably look very different on this team. So a little bit below average home run power, above average gap power, above average contact. He's not a bad pick. High intelligence. See, he's got a pretty good outfield arm, so he might be able to play right field too. Definitely does not have the range for center. Probably wouldn't be okay with that in left, unless it was like an emergency decision. He's definitely an infielder, almost certainly. So, I'm just going to look through a lot of these guys. Good leader, good work ethic, low greed. That's pretty good. Decent offense, decent speed. He's got the defensive abilities here to stick at shortstop and to play in the outfield if we need him to. Again, I didn't mean to come all the way out. So, that's not a bad pick. And he only wants slot. What's his signability? Signability's hard. That's not terrible. So the one thing I will say is I'm a little bit hesitant to spend another first round pick this year on a catcher, because if I'm remembering correctly, I drafted a couple catchers pretty high last year. I at least thought about it. And so throwing another catcher into that system with a very early pick is not necessarily what I'd want to do. He's not looking any better than any of the players I've looked at before. So I'm not even going to look into that any further. Right fielder with a great arm. He's got first base experience as well. Not going to be a good infielder. I keep hitting the back button on my mouse and it takes me all the way out. Right-hander, so that power is not quite as good as you would hope. He's got high work ethic, even though he's got a high greed. I'm okay with that because he's got a high work ethic and he's got really good batting potential. Everything is above average or better. He's got decent outfield stats. So he does have an extremely hard signability, which just means we probably need to match his demand. And usually their demand when they demand slot is less than slot. So now this guy intrigues me because I like fast guys and I see the 70 speed and I'm really intrigued. But again, we play in a park that doesn't really play to his advantages of speed. He's got a little bit of power. So he might be a kind of player that I want to go with to get the speed along with the power, but I don't think he's any better than Highland Hall. Highland Hall's got a really good offensive lookout for us, and he's pretty decent defensively. This is another example of someone who's good offensively and defensively. He's got the high work ethic. He's got an insane, this is just great infield ability, and he's already got the position to play 3 different infield positions. He's got the ability to play in the outfield, anywhere in the outfield too, if we needed him to. Keep doing that. His offense is pretty good. Again, I don't know if he's any better necessarily than Highland Hall. Josh Jung, I'm surprised he didn't sign. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I don't think he's any better than Hall. I should probably just pick at this point because I'm just not seeing anything better. And it feels like I'm kind of just dragging this out. But that's not terrible. There's a lot of not terrible but not great. So what's McMillan's stamina? So he could be stretched. He's a 2-pitch pitcher. He's not going to be able to be a starting pitcher. So 3 quality pitches, good stuff, good movement, good control. Null type pitcher. Oh, he's an impossible sign. So never mind. That eye discipline and avoid Ks is really attractive, but the rest of the tools around that are just average. There's one more I wanted to look at. This would be great if I was playing a team that was kind of speed focused. He's got high leader work ethic and intelligence. The problem is I don't think he fits on this team very well. He's got catching experience. His catcher ability is good, but it's not as good as his infield ability. I think I am going to take Carter Young. So he wants 1,400. That's slightly over the recommended slot. We can totally match that. I always click draft player rather than meet demand or offer slot. Just because, especially when it comes down to players who are extremely hard, if you offer them less than what they want, then they might not sign. And look at that, Highland Hall is still here. So yeah, we can definitely still take Hall. That's definitely a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and hover over him just because he's the player I like the most right now. So, but the reason I don't offer slot is because if I offer slot, the recommended slot is a little over 1.1 million. Well, if he only wants to sign for 400,000, which is not uncommon, then I'm offering him 3 times as much as he's willing to accept. So if I don't want to offer him more than he wants, and if he's extremely hard like this, and I offer him a slot, and he wants, like, let's say 3 million, then he might cut off negotiations at that point. And if he wants 3 million, I don't want to just offer him 3 million before I look at how much I can offer, because I may not be in a position to offer 3 million to him. So I would really like to take a look at pitching. Show. Cheers. I would really like to take a look at pitching. There just doesn't appear to be a lot of pitching in this draft. Military service. That's more of a Korea thing than a American thing. So if we're drafting him, he's not playing for over 2 years. Maybe we can get lucky and get him late in the draft since he's out. Because if I get him in like the 4th or 5th round, that's not a bad pick. So yeah, I mean, the only pitchers who isn't impossible, that's really that good, is McKay. And again, I'm still not taken with in the second round, or no, this is the supplemental round. So I'm still not taking in the supplemental round. I'm still not taking someone like that. So I just can't not take Hall. I just think he just looks too good to me. I don't know why, because Frechette should look better, but he doesn't for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and take Frechette. He's a lefty, and we play lefties a little bit better. That doesn't mean we don't want righties. We still want to bring up righties, because if you put together an all-lefty lineup, eventually the other teams are just going to run out all their righties, or all their lefties against you if you just have lefties in your lineup, and then you're SOL. So that's not terrible. Doesn't really have the range to stick it short is the thing. Probably would convert over to third base. It's not terrible. He's a little bit low on power, but he's good defensively at all 3 outfield positions. Good contact. Could be a pretty good top of the order kind of guy. Let's see, that guy's impossible. I think his power, I think his value is basically from being a catcher, and this looks much better than anything else around him. Lugo would be a decent top of the order kind of guy, but I still think Hall is just a better overall pick for us. I don't want to. The thing that's giving me pause now is I don't just want to keep drafting like the same kind of like just power guys, which is kind of what I feel like I'm talking myself into, is basically just drafting power guys. Oh, I would love to play someone like that in my system. Oh, is that Abrams? Yeah. Gonna shortlist him, see if he sticks around into the next round, because he's definitely not better than Hall. I'd have to pay him a lot. It looks like he might be a problem in the locker room too. It's not bad. You could probably stick it short. It's not terrible. We're just gonna go with Thompson. And Abrams is gone. I think. Let's see. Push list. Who drafted him? Drafted by the Braves. Drafted by the Braves not too long after. One pick ago. Drafted the last pick. Oh my goodness. That's frustrating. That's very frustrating. There's still a lot of players between those two. Or between us and him, so I don't think I have to go for him yet. Looks like What's-His-Face did come off the board. I'm gonna go ahead and draft him, because I've been talking about drafting him all like since the first round. So at this point, like if I just keep talking about drafting someone, I need to just draft him. I doubt he gets around again. But I don't think he's any better than Matheson. Not really. Not really. This is a really bad pitching draft too. Like the pitching, I don't know if there was a lot of top end pitching that like before I got my pick and they took all the good pitching. Cause I didn't really look at the draft pool before I came in here, because I don't usually do that since there's no timer here for like how quickly we have to make our picks. So I just usually look at the players like in the draft like this. So I don't know, like maybe there were a lot of really good pitchers that all got drafted like in the first like 15 picks or something like that. But yeah, I like Matheson as a potential starter / reliever. So let's go draft log. So first overall pick was a pitcher. Rutschman went third. Another pitcher. So there were a few pitchers in the first round. But not too many. Or I don't know. There's a few there. So maybe my scout just doesn't like the pitchers in this draft. So he wants too much money, I think. Yeah. Oh, he's the one I said was gonna be a locker room cancer. It's interesting, but I don't know if he has the speed to get away with the ground ball hitter profile. He probably does. This is also the point at which sometimes, or a lot of times, I kind of just stop drafting myself and let the AI take over, because there's not that much. Like all the players left are kind of. Oh, it's this one is the one I think. Yeah, Andrew Baker. There's not too many players left that are really all that talented. So I don't know if there's necessarily a reason for me to keep drafting, but I am enjoying finding the players myself. I think. Oh, wait a second. Is that him? Yeah, it was him. He's got batting stats over here. or batting fielding positions. It's not a terrible offensively. It looks like he'd be a better hitter than pitcher. It'd be easy to sign, but I think I still like Andrew Baker more. I have no idea what I was going on about before I paused to take a look at him. I don't remember where I was. Maybe I'll remember at some point. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything down here that's just crying out, you need to take this. So he's got 4 position player ratings, but nothing really that good. Probably a better pitcher than hitter. Is that Caldwell? No, that was Crisp. Yeah. Not a ground ball pitcher. That's kind of surprising. Let's just take Baker. I'm going to take Baker, and then I'm going to go ahead and complete the draft. Normally, I get to the point where I don't see anyone that's really that attractive, and then I just let the system do it at that point. When I'm playing like a speed run, I do it a little differently. By speed run, I mean like I'm trying to get players who are only speed, or I'm trying to get players who are only power. Because I'm going to just keep looking for those players that have a lot of that attribute. But with this draft, I'm just trying to draft a balanced team. Well, not balanced team, but like a team that fits my park. I'm gonna just let the computer do the rest of it. So you can see here, like there's a couple players, like so these 3 players that the computer drafted. 2 of them are impossibles. One of them wants $2.2 million as a 7th rounder, and he is almost certainly not worth that. So at this point, I'm looking here at the demands. So he's wanting above average, but look at what everyone else is wanting. Every single one of these guys said that they wanted slot. So these 5 said they wanted slot. Carter Young told us he wanted 1.4 million. I'm going to give him 1.4 million because if it says extremely hard, you're going to have to meet their demand. You meet their demand, they'll sign almost every single time. So extremely hard, meet demand again, submit offer. So hard, you can kind of negotiate a little bit. He also wants us to match his demand. I've got plenty of budget room to sign, so I'm just going to meet demands. If you have a player who's easy or normal, you can usually get away with a little bit of a negotiation. If you have someone who's easy or very easy, you can do a lot of negotiation with them. But players who are hard and very hard, in my experience, you gotta meet what they're requesting. And again, we don't really have all that much outstanding. We set a budget of $5 million, and we have $3 million outstanding in offers. So I'm not actually gonna negotiate with him. I'm gonna let him go because he's not worth $2.2 million. I just want to take a look at what these guys want. So this guy wants $2.4 million at least. So he wants significantly above that, so probably about $5.4 million. And this guy who went in the 34th round wants $3.6 million. He wants more than our entire draft class is going to cost as a 34th rounder. So, how good is he, just out of curiosity? He's terrible. He's never going to be anything. Like, he's never going to make it to the majors, almost certainly. Watch him make it to the majors now that I've said that. So, go ahead and finish a little bit. One of them already signed, because one of them disappeared. Highland Hall, yeah, apparently I was supposed to draft him, because he signed right away. Scouting report on the guy. So my scout found someone that's been added to the international complex. they don't tend to be all that good in the international complex. You tend to get guys like, this is better than a lot of them. If we go take a look at my international complex really quickly, view default, all players, like, this is typically what your international complex looks like. Maybe a couple guys above 50. So, unfortunately, usually the best guys end up signing as free agents. So, anyway, let's get back to negotiating a little bit. Let's keep on the waiver wire as well. That's more important right now. Han's back in Kansas City. That's interesting. We did claim, what's his name? Odorizzi. The other, in the last episode. So Matheson has joined. So he's 21. So I do want to send him. My high school draftees, I just send them to the AZL, which is where it sends them by default. My college players, first I want to set his position to starting pitcher. And next I want to add him to prospects and see transactions, send him to low A Spokane. So want to see if I can get him a little bit further ahead. Because he is 21, so he's probably gonna hit the he's probably gonna pitch really, really well. Need to disable AI promotion and demotion on him too, because otherwise he's probably gonna get sent down in like a week. So this is Danny. Oh, it's Matt Duffy. Okay, I was just interested in that. So, like I said earlier, and I said in the last episode, none of these players, like, I'm not drafting for the current, like, none of these players are anywhere near the majors. Like, this is a college player, and I threw him at low A to start the season. So, and this is this is the big difference. Like, this is a huge difference, or like an example of something you need to keep in mind with your scout. So when I drafted him, he was an amateur. The minute he's signed, he becomes a minor leaguer, and you notice his potential is worse than it was when I drafted him. So I don't know if there's an old scouting report in here. So yeah, we had him as a 45. Oh, we moved into pitcher. We moved into starting pitcher. That's actually why his potential dropped. We moved him to starting pitcher. I think he has the ability to start. He's got 3 pitches. He doesn't have the stamina for it. I thought he had the stamina for it for some reason. I might be confusing him with one of the other pitchers I drafted. Let's convert him back to a reliever. Yeah, now he's back to 50. So yeah, without the stamina, he's not gonna ever be that good at pitcher. But as I was saying, once you sign a guy, and once you bring a guy from the international complex into your minor league system, the ranking system that the scouts rating for how he scouts them becomes the minors the minors scout, or the minors rating. Like, let me just get over there and I'll show you. So if you look at your the scouting director here, so you look at, he's got outstanding at the majors, legendary at international, and excellent in amateurs, but he's only great in the minors. So the minute someone sets foot in the minors, the scout is going to be less accurate on them, or it could potentially be less accurate on them, and it's almost certainly going to change. So let's get back to the waiver wire, because we still need to, let's actually see if there's anyone interesting. It doesn't, take a flyer on the relievers. I don't know if I'll take a flyer on the catcher. Take a flyer on him. I'm just offering these guys minor league contracts, see if they turn into anything. They probably won't, but can't hurt. So we grabbed Odorizzi last time. Like I said, these guys are not gonna come to be in the majors anytime soon. Like, I'm sending my college guys to AAA or to single A and low A. So that's the three minor leaguers, and you only need to check the waiver wire every 3 days, because players will be on this waiver wire for 3 days. There's an interesting one. Let's see. Bod's usually decent. 8.9, 3.4, 1.3. I do not want to claim him until I know that there's a place to put him on the roster. Until I know that I have someone I'm going to demote. So, I'm going to go look over here. Hector Rondon, whatever. He's given up a lot of home runs. Quite a few walks. It's probably time to move on from him and release him, but the question now is, do I want to grab someone off the waiver wire or promote from within? He doesn't have that many innings at this level this year. His walks are a little high. No. 21.2 innings. His walks are really high, but he's been effective. His walks are always going to be high. So his walks are just, for him, they're high, because he's got such good control. See, I'm torn, because at the major league level he was awful. No, he's got pretty bad BABIP at the AAA level, which it's still low, and it's still a small sample size. That could just be noise, but Palubo, he's cutting down on the walks from last year, but that's still way too many. But his strikeout numbers are so good. His BABIP's 4.457. So if they make contact, they're putting the ball in play. Or if they put the ball in play, they're getting on base. Rodriguez. Walks are high. Strikeouts are good. Down. What's Lovelady doing? He's only been down here for 1 inning. What's Bod looking like? Bod's looking not very good. His BABIP's not great. His ERA is not great. And I just feel like there's enough there that bringing him on would be a bad idea. How is Forsythe still a free agent? How is... Oh, this guy's outside the prospect age range. I'm looking here to see if there's actually anyone that's available that might be close. Looks like all of these guys are pretty far away. But they're still worth taking flyers on for pitching. At least those two are. Yeah, there's no major league pitchers here, unfortunately. Might be time to start checking the trade market. Sort by position. So, there's a lot of players on the trade market. Okay. Let's see, he's not doing that. Not pitching much. Why is he on the trade block? Not that one. So he's going to be out of options after this year, but they want to trade him. What am I going to have to give up? What if I could unload Rendon? Percent. Well, at that point, he's willing to take it. I just wanted to talk about it. I want to cut cap room. I want to cut my I want to cut my budget. So this would make it work right away. Can always come back to that. It's not going to remember it, but we can always come back to him. And Jennings. He's got a little too many walks. He's got all the signs point to him probably regressing a little bit. Because his BABIP's really high and his whip's kind of high. How long's he hurt? Unknown. Now we're trading for a player. We don't know how long he's going to be out. Trinan is on the block. He's having walk problems. If he could cut down on the walks, he'd be pretty solid, but I don't know if he's going to cut down on the walks a lot. Obviously we've got Vargas on the trade market. Why is Blaine Hardy a closer? What is this? Oh, he's at AAA. He's been okay this year. I don't know. Gregerson. No, not the Cardinals, just Gregerson. There he is. He's been really good. He just looks like he's getting bad luck. Unless he's just giving up a really hard really good contact. I don't know if they would take on Rendon, which would mean we don't have to waive him. He's got a bit of regression in his stats lined up with that walk percentage, but it's still early. And he's getting results this year. Is that Cecil? There's a lot of regression in these numbers. There's a lot of regression. Only got a 3.86 ERA. What's his FIP? Field independent pitching's the same as his ERA? That can't be right. For how many walks he has. Let's say that's right. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. I'm not trading for a guy with this torn UCL. I think we're going to have to go for Cecil. See if they will take Rendon. They will take that as a straight up trade. Wow. I'm doing that in a heartbeat. I'm getting my worst pitcher off the team, and I'm getting a pitcher who's playing better this year. Don't forget, when you trade for a major leaguer, you have to go over here and add him to the roster. So yeah, I don't have to worry about clearing a 40-man spot. I don't have to worry about getting him off the 25-man and paying him. He's completely off my books. I don't owe him any more money. And I get a player who's playing better. I don't know why the computer made that trade, but they did. So yeah, that's a great trade for us. We still have a pretty lefty-heavy bullpen, though. Man, how much longer do we have Perez? Holy shit. We have him for another year. Well, we have him. It's a team option for next year. Minor, I think we have through next year, too. Yeah. So, Bomer's not doing that well. Damn. They may have to return him. He's walking everyone out there. Alright. Well, I was going to try and sign some draft picks, and then I got into doing waivers and trades, because I don't want to just ignore that while I'm simulating days. And another talent in the Dominican. Doesn't look like he'll be very good, but you never know. He could develop really well later on down the line. Let's see. So Olivo. Okay, those are the two minor leaguers. Let's see. Draftees still have those guys pending. Again, waiver wire every 3 days. I should have looked at him to see if he was doing well. He's not. I'm assuming Verhagen's not. Not terrible, but there's plenty of regression room there. Yeah, I check the waiver wire every 3 days because players are on the waiver wire for 3 days. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode here because this is getting a little bit longer and we can always come back and do the rest of it later. I do need to do another trade deadline episode because we're going to need to hit the trade deadline, need more pitching. So thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping I can get more videos up right now. Last couple of weeks were kind of busy at work and personal life, but I should have less of that going on right now. gotten 2 videos up the last 2 days, so hopefully I can continue with that. But again, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see here. Let me know if you guys have any questions about stuff, just out of the park in general, or specific things that happened in this video. I'd be more than happy to answer them in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.